Today's world is so fast-paced, noisy, and distracted. We can barely keep up with all the demands on our time and attention. And that's just from living in this age of technology. But how can we possibly keep up with all that stuff? How do we find quiet time with God when everyone else seems to be doing it at the same time? How do we carve out time for solitude without feeling guilty or like we're missing something important? These questions may seem difficult, but they are necessary. Losing a sense of God or our calling in this world can be devastating. The way we spend our time with God is one of the most important ways to invest in our relationship with Him. We cannot afford to spend too much or too little time with Him. We need to find the right balance between work, family, friends, and other activities, so that our soul is nourished and not exhausted by them all at once. Go to God the first minute of the morning. As the day begins and we open our eyes, let your mind and heart be with God. He is already there waiting for you. Find a quiet, still place where you can be alone with Him. Sit or lie down so that you are in a comfortable position. Close your eyes and breathe slowly and deeply. Let your mind be empty, open, and calm with God. Now, start with a short, simple prayer. Depending on your situation and needs, you can pray for anything. Be specific and specific. Ask God to guide your day. Make your requests specific so that He can answer you. Switch off your devices 1 hour a week. This is one of the simplest ways to find quiet time with God. Try to shut your laptop, computer, and other devices completely for 1 hour every week. During this hour, you can read a book, pray, journal, or simply be in silence. This might be an uncomfortable feeling for some, but you will be surprised how addictive it is. You will feel terrible if you do not find time for silence. Let this 1 hour service as a reminder for all the other hours of the week, so that you might be reminded to unplug a little bit more. Unplug from technology a day once a month. When you switch off all your electronics 1 day a month, you are essentially unplugging from modernity. This means that you are not plugged into the internet, social media sites, TV, radios, etc. This will allow you to turn off the noise of modernity and be with God in silence and solitude. This might seem like a small thing, but it will allow you to have a moment of solitude where you can be quiet with God. During the week, don't switch on your electronics before going to bed. This will allow you to unplug from modernity and be quiet with God in silence and solitude. Find a quiet place to worship and listen the whole year. There is a lot of pressure on us to meet people, create things, get places, and accomplish a lot in a year. This is a normal human desire, but we may need to take a step back and reflect on why we are pursuing all these things. Why are we so busy? What are we trying to accomplish? What is our mission in the world? Find an hour or two a day to sit quietly and reflect on all of these questions. What is God asking of you this year? What are you asking of God? What are you doing as a result of what God has asked of you? What are you accomplishing with this life that matters? Is there anything you would like to change? Take an active routine with God all the rest of your life. Keep in mind that this is not a once and done deal. It is a daily, ongoing commitment. If you have a chance to spend time with God in prayer, take it. Pray. 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 Every day seek out a quiet place where you can be alone with God. Find a book that you can keep with you to read when you need quiet time. Avoid devices and social media so you can be completely still and quiet. If you do not have a place to be quiet and be alone with God, find a way to be still and silent. For example, find a park or a secluded part of your yard where you can be quiet and still in. Or find a place in a bookstore, library, or other quiet place where you can be alone with God. Find a way to be quiet and still with God daily. This will pay huge dividends when you are in crisis or in need. When the world is spinning out of control, it can be incredibly helpful to spend time alone with God. This can be a great way to find calm in the chaos.